What's going on, you guys? This is TechHD, and the camera that you guys are looking at right now is actually from a webcam. This right here is the YoloLiv YoloCam S3. This is a 4K live streaming camera, and it is really good when it comes to the software, especially the software. But the quality that it offers is really nice for a webcam. And then you can fine tune the settings to get really good skin tone accuracy, as well as colored background, which is nice. You get actual bokeh, especially when it comes to the lighting with LED lights in the background. It looks really good. You got the string lights in the background, and you get some really nice bokeh that is very hard to capture on an actual webcam. You also get some good face detection, autofocusing, and face tracking, which is really nice if you like to move around, and it works really good as well. So there's a lot of features that the YoloCam S3 has, so let's dive in. Let's take a look at it, talk about the specs, the features, show you guys the software, as well as some example footage, and then I'll give you guys my overall thoughts. Links to everything is going to be down in the description below. Let's get started. Now let's dive into what comes with the YoloLiv YoloCam S3. You get a little product manual booklet, a pretty long USB Type-C to Type-A cable, a USB Type-C male to USB Type-A female adapter, a foldable magnetic mount with an all-metal build, and it has a bit of weight to it and it feels like high quality. And lastly, you get the YoloCam S3 webcam itself, and that too has an all-metal build construction and is a bit thicker than most webcams, and it feels really nice and premium. Taking a closer look at the webcam lens itself, the YoloCam S3 has a sensor size of 1 by 1.3 inches, one of the largest on the webcam, paired with an aperture of f1.85 to let in plenty of light in a low light environment and to produce natural true bokeh, which we'll take a closer look at in a bit. On the back it has a USB-C port, and on the bottom and the side there are two magnet icons to let you know where to mount the webcam to the foldable magnetic mount. The magnet is very strong and it's not going anywhere. You can see that you could easily flip the webcam from horizontal mode to vertical mode if you stream a lot on TikTok and Instagram Reels, for example. Now let's take a closer look at the YoloLiv Compose software, where you have full control of just about every setting. You have the first tab, which is the image parameters, and you have multiple sub-tabs. First is the graphic settings, where you could change if you want the webcam to be at a 16:9 aspect ratio or a 9:16 aspect ratio for vertical recording or streaming. You can also change the frame rate to 25, 30, 50, or 60 Hz. Taking a closer look at the imaging settings, you can adjust the color style, the sharpness, contrast, saturation, dynamic range, and enabling vignetting correction or lens shading correction, and we'll get into some of those settings in a bit as well. Next is the focus tab, where you could change the type, like autofocus single, where you could click on a subject by using the mouse. There's autofocus continuous, where it's great when it comes to tracking multiple different objects and subjects, not just a person. And lastly, there's the face tracking, which ignores anything that's moving in the frame and just focus on the person's face, and it works really well. The next tab is the zoom, where you have the ability to do a 4x digital zoom if you want a more tighter shot, and you can assign hotkeys, which we'll get into in a minute. Next is the exposure tab, where you have more manual control like you would with an actual camera, and you could go from auto to manual and change the ISO and shutter speed, which is really nice and helpful to fully dial in. Not only that, but there's also the white balance tab, where you can manually change the color temperature to match the lighting that you have, the tone, as well as the blue and red offset, so you can really get it precisely how you want it. I have my lights set to 5600 Kelvin, so I could really get the webcam as accurate as possible. But to take it one step further, I use a white balance card and digitally zoom in so that it covers the whole frame. Set the white balance to auto so it captures it, and then lock it so that it doesn't change afterwards. And I noticed that by doing that, it makes it even more accurate compared to the manual settings. Now, there is another tab that uses AI to help you get the best results if you're not too familiar with the manual setting. It analyzes a scene and then gives you 3 options to choose from that look the best to you when it comes to the highlights and contrast. Then it analyzes the scene again and gives you another 3 options to choose from when it comes to the best white balance. After that, you got a really nice looking image that could be your foundation, and then you could tweak it a bit and really dial in the settings that you want the image the way that you want it to be. Now, if you really want to dial in the colors that you want and get more into the professional color grading, there is the Picosso Resolve, which gives you a live color grade with a simple to use UI. There's the fast tab, where you could easily select the color that you want to adjust and use the color wheel to change the color live. Like for example, if your skin tone is a bit too orange, you could dial it back a bit and change the brightness as well. If you have color lights in the background that isn't exactly the way that it looks in person, you can adjust them individually, and then once you're done, you can simply save it all and it'll be baked into the image. Now there is a professional tab which gives you more flexibility, allowing you to fine-tune even more, such as hue and saturation, not just brightness. For me, the fast tab is plenty for my needs, but I love that you could really get into the manual settings and have it be all saved live for both streaming and recording. The last tab is the live scene, where you could have everything that you did saved into a scene and have multiple ones for different things that you're shooting. So you don't have to memorize any settings or numbers. It even saves the zoom, and you can see how much of a difference the image looks when you go back and forth from the default to the settings that you did, and it's a night and day difference and looks so much better once you have everything dialed in to the way that you want it. Now remember the hotkeys option in the zoom tab? Well, in the settings you can have up to 4 zoom hotkeys and set the hotkey button that you want to enable it. For me, page up and down are the best hotkey buttons since those are the ones that I use the least, so I set it to those. Now you do need to have the software up and running in the foreground in order for the hotkey to work, which is a bit of a bummer honestly. I wish the YoloCam S3 worked with something like an Elgato Stream Deck so I could easily program some buttons to quickly zoom in and out if I need to, without needing to have the software open in the foreground. Now let's dive into the specs of the webcam. The YoloCam S3 can support up to 4K at 30 FPS with a video format of NV12, and the footage overall looks nice and sharp. Plenty of detail if you do a lot of recording and full screen live streams. The footage doesn't look like it's coming from a webcam, which is very impressive. You can also go down to 1080p at 60 FPS with a video format of YUY2, which is a higher color detail, so that's nice to have if you want more accurate colors. Now you can tell that the footage isn't as sharp as compared to 4K of course, but it's still very passable for live streaming, especially if you have your webcam set up as a face cam in a small area of your screen where you're gaming. Now also keep in mind that when you do 60 FPS, the webcam will crop in a bit and will not give you the full wide field of view. Compared to 30 FPS, you get the full wide shot field of view, which is about 82 degrees, equivalent to a focal length of 24mm, and you can see more of the background, like my desk in the shot. Now one of the features that I want to talk about is the lens shading correction, or vignetting correction. Enabling this will help boost brightness and balance color in the darker outer parts of the image, so that the whole frame looks even instead of darker around the edges. Vignetting happens because of how light falls off towards the edges of the lens, especially on wide-angle lenses like the YoloCam S3. And in a dark environment with very little light, it definitely helps a lot when it comes to brightening the background and making it more balanced compared to the center. You could easily see the door in the background and my hats and shaker cups on the other side. Now in a darker scene it helps a lot, but in a bright lit room, not so much. Instead, in my setup, it brings up so much more brightness and highlights to the point that it looks overexposed. Focus on the door again and the white backdrop. It brings up the brightness too much, so that instead you lose detail and you can even see the corner of the table blending with the door. For me, having it disabled in a bright environment looks better, but you could try it out yourself and see what you prefer and what works for you in your setup. Now, because the YoloCam S3 has a bigger sensor than most webcams, a 1x1.3-inch sensor size paired with a low aperture of f1.85, you could get really good low light performance to the point that you see little to no graininess or noise in the background or in the footage in general, and that's very impressive. Not only that, but you also get really nice natural bokeh that is overall very hard to achieve with a webcam, perfect for streamers that has a lot of lights in the background like myself. Focus on the string lights by the door and the snapback collection on the left side. You can see some nice bokeh that isn't over the top and looks true to how an actual camera would achieve it. Now the autofocus is even more impressive. It uses the same phase detection autofocus that you would see on an actual mirrorless camera, and it's fast and accurate. Setting the webcam to AFC works great when you want to showcase some products in front of you and in the foreground, and it will snap on very fast and then focus back onto you afterwards. Enabling face tracking is great when you're moving around and you want the webcam to ignore everything else and just focus on you. I also like that if you cover your face with a product, it'll automatically prioritize what's in the foreground like AFC, and then when you take it away, it goes back to face tracking. AFS is good for single point focusing, and if you want to stay focused on a single subject and not track it. Good if you want to showcase something. I gotta say, the autofocus works great and rarely ever hunts and catches on very quickly when you have a subject very close, and you can immediately see more of the bokeh in the background, and it's crazy to see that in a small webcam. My overall experience using the YoloCam S3 for streaming has been amazing, and the footage looks really good when it comes to the colors, low light performance, dynamic range, autofocus, aperture, and bokeh it achieves. Most of my viewers couldn't tell that I was using a webcam and thought that I was using one of my cameras, which shows how good it actually performs, and it's so hard to see the difference when streaming. Using it full screen or in a smaller window underneath some overlays or as a face cam, the 4K and 1080p quality works very nicely, and this has become one of my favorite webcams I've tested to date. I can wholeheartedly recommend this webcam to anyone who is just starting or someone who wants a more professional look without breaking the bank or taking up so much room in their setup. So I've been using the YoloLiv YoloCam S3 for a couple weeks when it comes to live streaming, and I'm really happy with the results that has to offer when it comes to fine tuning, getting into the manual settings, and really getting the skin tone accuracy as well as the color accuracy in the background when I'm using multiple lights and stuff like that, and the HDR quality when it comes to keeping me nice and bright and focused, and while keeping the background also perfectly lit, and it gives a nice balance when it comes to the contrast in your dark and your bright scenes. I'm really happy with the results of the quality that the YoloCam S3 has to offer. It's very similar to an actual mirrorless camera without the crazy price point and then having the crazy build of the camera and the lens. And so the YoloCam S3 is very similar when it comes to the quality and the autofocusing performance to an actual camera, which I really like. And for $200, it is a really good price point to go with when you have a lot of competitors as well in that similar price range. You got the Elgato Facecam 4K, you got the Insta360 Link, you got the Logitech Brio MX Brio 4K, and then you got the Razer Kiyo, which is way more expensive than the YoloLiv YoloCam S3. And so I really like the YoloCam S3 option when it comes to overall quality. Even the build quality is really nice. It's an all metal build construction, and even the stand alone is metal compared to like OBSBot's little plastic version of it. This one is all plastic and small and a little bit finicky. The YoloCam S3 version is an all metal build construction for both the webcam and even the stand, which just brings up that premium build quality, which is really nice. Now, of course, this isn't a perfect webcam. There are a couple cons that I have when it comes to the YoloLiv YoloCam S3, and one of the major things is that there is no privacy cover. So most of the webcams nowadays at least include some type of privacy cover. PTZ cameras have the ability to look down when it's inactive and not being used. I have the OBSBot Meet SE, for example, that has a little magnetic piece that just goes right in front of the webcam. You can easily pop it on, pop it off. Very simple. The YoloCam S3 has no type of privacy cover, so that is something that I think YoloLiv should definitely think about when they come out with a newer version, or maybe they could include it in newer packaging, stuff like that. But yeah, there's no privacy cover whatsoever, and there's also an indicator light that stays on completely. Like, there's no way to turn it off, there's no way to shut it off. Even when the computer is off, that indicator light is always on. So that's also something that's a little bit weird. I would like the ability to control that light. I'm probably just gonna put tape on it so it doesn't bother me or anything like that. But yeah, no privacy cover whatsoever. All right, quick little update. This is pretty much after I recorded the video, but YoloLiv did come out with a new software update for the YoloCam S3 that fixes the issue where this no longer stays on at all times. So by default, this will turn off when it's no longer being used, which is really nice. The indicator will be turned off if you're not running a software. This will not be used, so that is really good. I like that feature. And they have something in the settings where you can have it be, turned off by default, or you can have it always be on if you want to. So just a thought of that. And then also I ordered a privacy cover on Amazon, and it goes right over with a little bit of adhesive, goes right over the lens, and it is the perfect diameter to pretty much cover the lens as well as not cause any vignetting, not be in the way with the field of view or anything like that, which is really nice. So this comes in a 2-pack for like $6. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description below to the Amazon, and I like this as a solution, but I really wish that YoloLiv did come out with their own version, or came with the webcam by default, because a bunch of other companies do it anyway. Have at least a privacy cover, a privacy screen, or like a magnetic clip or something like that. But something really simple, $6, nothing too major, and it solves the issue. All right, let's get back into the video. The second con that I have is you have the ability to zoom in and out, of course. You have the ability to crop in, but you have no way to frame your shot after you cropped in. So let's say I want to zoom in a little bit more so that there isn't so much of the background. I want to zoom in a little bit more to myself, but I have no way to frame it. So if it cuts out a little bit of my head, I can't bring it up a little bit, or I can't lower or go to the left or to the right. I have no ability to frame my shot after I zoom in. And so I would love for YoloLiv to include that in the software. I think it's something that's very simple to be included in the software with just a firmware update or software update. So that it would be definitely something very important that they should include. The last con that I have, and this one's a little bit nitpicky, is the fact that you have to use the magnetic mount to be able to mount it on a tripod. So the 1/4 inch thread is on the magnetic mount. It's not on the webcam itself. So in order for you to mount it on like a tripod or a little monopod to set up however way else you want to, you have to use the magnetic mount. Compared to other competitors, let's say for example the Osbot Meet SE, where it also has a magnetic mount, but the 1/4 inch thread is on the webcam, not on the mount itself. So I could avoid using this and just mount this on any type of tripod or any type of ball head, because regardless, most of the tripods or monopods has a ball head, so you don't have to use this at all, or you don't have to use the tilting functionality at all. So when it comes to YoloLiv YoloCam S3, I still have to use the magnetic mount to be able to clamp it onto a tripod or a monopod. And so I feel like that's a little bit unnecessary. It would have been better if they just put the 1/4 inch thread on the webcam, and then I could still use a ball head and I get a much smaller, cleaner setup overall. But a little bit nitpicky. It's a personal preference. Let me know what you guys think as far as that goes. But yeah, just a little bit of a con right there. But overall, honestly, I've been really happy with using the YoloLiv YoloCam S3 when it comes to live streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, if you want to do Instagram Reels, if you want to do TikTok with the vertical functionality as well. It is really a good option to go with, especially in the price points that other webcams are at. When it comes to the color science, when it comes to the skin tone accuracy, when it comes to the bokeh, the low light performance, everything this webcam has to offer, I feel like it outshines a lot of the other webcams in the similar price point. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please let me know down in the comments below. Everything, like I said, is going to be linked down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok at @tech_HD1, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!